There's nothing in El Paso County that we don't touch, and we serve both internal and external customers, and that's what's important about our department. We go from road maintenance to heavy and light vehicle equipment repair and maintenance to county engineering, and we have the Office of Emergency Management, which is just not only the Office of Emergency Management, but we also provide hazardous material response within the county. Department of Transportation, these are the folks that go out and maintain your gravel roads, maintain your paved roads. They have a very large mission of about 150 folks, and they're out there every single day. And during the wintertime, when they're not working on roads, they're out there plowing snow. These folks are very universal, and they're very hard-working folks to take care of those roads. It's a tough thing to do.
The Highway Division is made up of 136 full-time employees. We are broken down into 7 distinct functions or areas. We do all kinds of work, ranging from mowing to striping. Anything you see on county roads, we are responsible for maintaining. We maintain over 4,000 lane miles of roads. It's divided probably pretty close to equally between gravel and pavement. We also have drainage crews that work ditches, drains, ponds throughout the county. They also take care of a lot of the bridges and guardrails. One of the things we did last year was establish a bridge deck crew. We've got about 55 steel structured bridges with a steel bridge deck. Over the years, they're in need of repairs, so last year we did it in-house. We replaced 5 bridge decks with that crew. It was very successful and saved money. Another area we have is the truck string. It's mainly the tandem dump trucks that you see running around the county. They do a lot of hauling materials. They haul water, haul equipment, and they're used extensively during the graveling program. We also have a paving crew, and it's mostly paving maintenance, pavement maintenance, pothole filling, crack sealing. The engineering section contracts out the major paving projects. So our asphalt crew mainly takes care of the maintenance throughout the county. It's probably one of the largest customer service areas that we get calls on throughout the year. I would like to just tell all the citizens of El Paso County, when you do come upon or approach a work zone, slow down, be patient, courteous, and respect all the workers out on the streets, whether they're state, county, or city employees.
County engineering manages over 2,200 line miles of road. Now, if you put that in perspective, that goes from here to San Francisco and halfway back, and we're gaining roads every single year as development occurs out east and southern part of El Paso County.
A lot of what we do in the engineering division is to make sure that a lot of our public improvements are designed and constructed in accordance with sound engineering principles and practices. And that includes capital projects, which could be funded through federal dollars or through PPRTA funds, Pikes Peak Rural Transportation Funds. And it also includes making sure that when we're doing maintenance projects, that our county crews are complying with engineering standards, policies, and practices. Some of the other things that we do include coordinating with all the other local jurisdictions. Roads and stormwater, they don't really know jurisdictional boundaries. So part of what we do is we coordinate with other entities such as Colorado Department of Transportation, other municipalities such as the City of Colorado Springs and the City of Fountain, Town of Monument. Those are good examples. But we also coordinate with other neighboring counties, for example, Douglas County and Elbert County. A lot of what I do also involves coordinating with the Planning and Community Development Department because I also oversee and approve all the construction plans that are implemented within the county from the development community. Also, we issue permits to work in the right-of-way, and primarily we do that to make sure that we're tracking the work that's done in the right-of-way by private utility companies or private development, and to make sure that we ensure the health, safety, and welfare of the public. We're inspecting roads and bridges on a yearly basis to make sure that those improvements are being installed in compliance with our engineering criteria standards. Another important thing that we do is we're coordinating with our highway division, who does the maintenance on our public infrastructure on a daily basis. We're coordinating with them to determine what maintenance projects, what major maintenance projects to do for each year. And that includes the overlay, chip seal, crack seal. We're coordinating with them on a daily basis because we're very tied into what the decisions that engineering and highway makes together really impacts what improvements the citizens are seeing on a daily basis. I think one of the most important services county engineering provides to our citizens of El Paso County is to preserve the health, safety, and welfare of our citizens as they're using public infrastructure throughout the county.
Light and heavy equipment vehicle maintenance. These are the folks that maintain the vehicles that are used out there to maintain the roads in El Paso County, as well as the day-to-day use of other admin staff throughout the county, and that's the light vehicle portion of it.
Within fleet management, we maintain all of the assets with preventive maintenance and unscheduled maintenance is our primary job. As the assets get scheduled for service, we try and create the preventive maintenance and get the preventive maintenance done in a timely manner so it reduces the amount of unscheduled maintenance. Also here at the main shop at Acres, we have the welding and fabrication shop. This shop gets a great deal of work, especially through the winter months when the snow removal starts, and with the plows. We have a lot of fabrication repair on the plows themselves. These roads can be very hard on this equipment with the vibration, especially when there's light snow. Light snow is the worst thing that can happen to us because there's really no buffer between that plow and the road. We do have our own paint body shop with a paint booth as well, and we try and keep costs down by taking care of all that small maintenance and small body repairs and painting in-house, other than going out and get estimates and having an outside shop do it. That tends to run up the cost a little higher. Our primary goal at the Fleet Management Department is to provide safe, efficient vehicles so that all the crews out there, when they're out there on their job and accomplishing the mission, can get out there safely and get home safely and keep the public safe while they're doing their job.
The Office of Emergency Management is all-encompassing. It covers all the county.
And that includes Manitou, Fountain, Monument, the town of Peyton, the town of Calhan, Ramo.
OEM is guided by both federal and state regulations. So we have to deal with the federal regulations as well as the state regulations or requirements. And we also have to understand what our community needs. So it's threefold. And what OEM offers is protection and education and support.
516. It's a TA with injuries at the Da Vinci Academy.
We like to say we're leading the charge with preparing the community right now. With Office of Emergency Management just coming over in January of this year.
The office was moved from the sheriff's office over to the administrative side of the county.
We got a fresh team, ready to, with a breadth of experience, getting ready to get El Paso County, the residents of El Paso County, better prepared in the event of emergency.
Control, this is Command, go.
The folks that are actually working at the planners are working towards a certain goal, whether it's certification, whether it's preparing for winter, whether it's preparing for summer or spring.
Something that we accomplished, that we finished up in September, is the hazard mitigation plan. There are multiple risks due to natural and man-made disasters. Those risks need to be mitigated, and that's what this plan does, is create a path towards mitigating those hazards and making a safer community. The recent flooding was this office's responsibility primarily. We brought in the finance group from the county, we brought in FEMA, we brought in the state entities. We identified what the damages were. The damages included road damage, park damage. It took out some private property. Then we began the finance process of submitting that for FEMA approval and for FEMA reimbursement. And that's where we are right now.
the fourth Friday of every month. All of our team members get together and we'll do training. We did building searches, communication, incident command, and product identification for a meth lab. And that was all encompassed in an 8-hour day. A lot of stuff happening in the community right now with the crude by rail, the rail going up and down the rail system here. So we are training our team members in case of a spill, from tankers rolling over on the highway to a response at a facility.
We're really heavily involved in the biggest projects are recovery, from still the Waldo Canyon fire and the Black Forest fire, and now the flooding that happened this year.
One of the things that the Office of Emergency Management does is help coordinate the provision of sandbags in communities that need sandbags when there's a flooding issue.
Emergency management is multidisciplinary, and by disciplines I mean first responders, fire, police, hazardous materials response. It takes finance, it takes resource management and supplies. It brings it all together. The results of all that need to be a safer, more resilient community where people are more prepared to meet the challenges that occur during a disaster or an emergency.
The preparedness part of the Office of Emergency Management includes getting the community, residents, neighborhoods, organizations, officials, other agencies prepared for an emergency.
There's many venues. Obviously the Board of County Commissioners meeting is one because that's a public venue. We use radio, television, newspaper. Whatever's out there is what we use as a venue to get out and reach everybody. You know, we also do community meetings. We actually go to the community and meet with those folks.
And one of the things we do is the CERT program, which is Community Emergency Response Team Training, which is an in-depth training program that teaches disaster first aid to communications in a disaster, many different topics to help people get ready to know how to respond in a disaster. We take requests from people for what kinds of presentations they'd like, what sort of topics they'd like to focus on, and we'll be happy to provide a presentation on that if they'd like. The schedule and the description of the classes is posted at epccert.org.
This couldn't happen without the staff that work within OEM. We plan to protect the citizens of this county, and we're going to do it.
I just want the whole community to remember that they need to make a plan now, get their emergency supplies in place, and be informed of their local risks. Those 3 steps will get you much better prepared for an emergency.
I'm very proud of the men and women of the Department of Public Works. They provide a service that a lot of people just don't see. These are the silent heroes, the heroes that you don't see day in and day out, the ones taking care of your roads. This is a large group of folks, over 300 employees, that make sure your experience and your life and the way you work within El Paso County is the best that we can make it.